It's so bright out. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to get the horses. Now, I'm not sure which video is going to come out first. I have 2 other videos I filmed yesterday. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, so I'm not sure which of these 3 videos is coming out first. So Avalon is going to be standing tied for a while because she's very impatient and likes to chew things up. Kamani is standing tied as well, but she did that yesterday longer than Avalon did. So for today, Avalon's just going to get to stand tied. Kamani is going to get ridden. We're going to work on coming back to me and backing up a lot better, a lot softer, quicker, because I'll show you guys when I get on her, but I feel like I could ask her for more, and I'll explain that more when I get my phone set up and I'm on her back, and I'll do a voiceover on it. So, but with Kamani, we're also going to be working on leg cues. She can be a little dull sometimes, and I feel, again, like I'm asking it of her, but I'm giving her too much time to not do it, and asking and asking and asking, and then I'm getting it. Whereas she's been ridden for a couple years now, and I feel like I need to be a little bit snappier with her in what I'm asking, because I feel like she should be more broke than what she is. But I just want her to understand I'm wanting these cues a little quicker. I'm not expecting her to get it 100% today, obviously. Going from ask, tell, and then all of a sudden, okay, I want this now. So I'm not expecting perfection. She's not a machine, she's an animal. So let me get these 2 ladies caught, get them where I need them, and I will catch up with you then. So pretty much what I'm talking about is I typically sit back, throw my legs out, swing my legs in the air to ask her to back, and then if she doesn't, I gather the reins. So here I'm demonstrating that. And she does pretty good, but I would like a little bit of a quicker back up, a little bit of a quicker head down, because that's what's really going to get her to use her butt. So that's what I've been doing with her. It's not bad, but I just want a little bit more so she actually engages her hindquarters. So I'm going to change it, and here's what we're going to ask of her now. So now I'm going to sit back when I get up to the camera, pull back, and use my legs, and I want a quicker response. So this is so much better, but I'm waiting for her to soften. The first few times that she softens, I'm going to reward like this, but then you'll see as we continue to do this, I'm going to ask for more steps back, and I'm going to ask her to come back and stop a little bit quicker. So I am going to go back for this day, and probably the next time I ride her, and use my reins, and then go from there and see how she's doing. But I'm just like there. I just want a quicker response. I would like her to back up a little bit quicker. So she was being a little slow there, so I just kept asking until I got a couple quicker steps. So I'm going to ask one more time at the walk, and then we're going to try the trot, and I'll come to show you guys what I'm trying to fix at the trot. I slowed it down for you, but that was nicer right there. That was really good. So here's the trot. Looks really good. But now here's slowed down. So she does stop really good, but the minute that I sit back, she wants to throw that head up. See how high her head goes up? I want her head to go down like this when she stops, and then back up. So that's what we're trying to fix also. So here we're going to change it up for a second and give her time to process, and we're going to do leg yields. You can see she turned nicely, but she did cross over on her hind. We're just kind of tuning things up. I want her to individually use her body parts, and she wants to throw her whole body around. So then we're going to stop her and back her up here. And that's pretty much what this session is going to be, is backing up and leg yields, just trying to get these things better, because she's doing them. She is absolutely doing kind of the motion that I'm asking, but she can do it better. So I'm going to go back to a stop for a minute. That was better. Her head didn't go as high. That was nicer. So I'm going to have her stop in front of the camera for you guys so you can see it at a different angle. But you're going to notice when I stop her this time, I back her up more steps. I'm just trying to get her brain to process, use that butt, dig that butt into the ground. So now we're going to attempt at the canter. Good stop there. She kind of was bouncing around, if you guys could really see it, because the barrel's right in front, so she kind of got confused why I was aiming directly for the barrel. That's perfectly fine. I like the low head. I like that she's thinking. So I'm going to ask for shoulder control, and she does fairly well. But then she just starts using her hindquarters and using her entire body. And all I want right then and there is her shoulder, her forequarters to move in a circle with her hind end staying still. So we have a lot to work on with that. Now her side pass isn't horrible, again, but she needs, this way she's pretty good at it. She didn't cross over the hind that last step, but that's okay. This way, she needs way more direction. She seems almost unsure of moving her body sideways the opposite way. Now, I'm asking for her hindquarter to yield, so her front end should stay still. I've always been able, both ways, to do a half circle with her, but if I ask any more, it falls apart. So I'm not going to show both sides because it was just the same thing, literally, on both sides. But you can see just how much trouble she's having keeping that front end still and just moving that butt around. And so we have a lot to work on with this as well. So right here I got a couple good steps, so I decide, okay, I'll let her rest there. So after letting her rest for a minute, I wanted to try that yield again, and she does a little better. She's getting there a little bit. She's still, you know, you can see she's a little confused, but she kept that front end more still that time. So now I'm going to set her up, try to help her after I let her just breathe for a minute. And we're going to try the other side. And the other side was way better again. So after this side, we ended the hindquarter yields because I wanted to end that on a great note. Here I went back and tried the forequarter yields again. And I will say much, much better. They're only half circles, but if I have to go back and perfect the half circle in order to get a full circle, perfectly fine, but much softer, much quieter. So this here was interesting. I was going to canter her up, do a circle or two, stop and end on there, but she's on the wrong lead, which she typically fixes on her own. I let her just fix that on her own. And what's interesting is she keeps slowing down to a trot. Normally, Kamani, you put her in a gait, and that's where she stays until you tell her otherwise. So it's kind of interesting that I had to keep asking her to continue in the canter, and that's fine, just a little interesting. So then we're going to stop there, back up. That was a pretty good backup for a canter. Again, we're still working on it, but that was a lot nicer than what I've been getting from her. Good job. Oh. Nice. Good job. Oh. Very good. Good job. Okay, so good ride. You can definitely see we have a few things we really need to work on. So, very interesting. I turned off the phone because it was overheating. And then I got back on and we did a cool out walk. She's still breathing a little heavy. And here's the reason why. So, I did it in the version of cruising lesson. So, I just gave her the rein and said, you walk where you want to walk. Just walk and get you cooled out a little bit, even though it was a less than a 20-minute ride. You know, I still worked her quite a bit. It's still pretty warm out. really, really warm out. And so I let her cruise. And she went over to Avalon and tried to stop and slowed down a ton. And so I put her butt in gear and we started doing circles around Avalon at the trot and fast, quick turns. And then I offered to let her walk out again and she walked over to the trough. So I'm like, perfectly fine. Even though the gate's right here, the water trough is right there so the hose can reach. And she went straight to the trough and I thought, okay, perfect. She wants to drink. Great. And she turns around. She gets about here and decides, nope, the gate's here, and just stops at the gate. So in this tiny little section here, we did a bunch of little trotting circles, changes directions. Then she walked on out again, went really close to Avalon, slowed down like she was going to stop. I was just getting ready to, let's get in gear, and she walked on past to where my foot literally brushed against Avalon. She did that twice, but she continued on. fine. And then she brought me over here to the round pen gate, which is right there. And she almost stopped, and then she kind of like thought about it and walked on out. Brought me into the barn and just went super slow. And so then she just walked another lap or two. So she's all good. But she did have to work a little bit more because she wanted to stop by her friends and the buddy. Yeah, that was the end of the ride. Avalon's been standing tied the whole time. Kamani's gonna go get untacked. I'm gonna give Meech a cookie. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and the other 3 whole videos coming out. All filmed in 2 days. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.